My name is Sujit and you're watching Sujit Talks. This video is about work reference letters concerning ACS Skills Assessment for Australian PR. In work reference letters, you need to give more than required information. When I say more than required, we should talk about what is required first. When you're looking at work reference letters, you're required to provide details of your position title, description, which includes the roles and responsibilities that you have performed as that position, as a particular occupation or the position title. Then you're required to provide a breakdown of earlier position titles if you have multiple position titles and the tenure of each, or the timeline if you like. Then you're looking at hours worked because they want to know if it is more than 20 hours per week. 20 hours per week is at least the number of hours ACS is looking for. If there are no number of hours, simply mentioning full-time will do sometimes. Then country, they want to know whether it's inside Australia or outside Australia. They're not much interested where exactly it is, if it is outside. They just want to know inside or outside because points are different for inside and outside. Company letterhead, which is the standard that work reference letters are obtained in, or the statutory declarations. When it's company letterhead or statutory declarations, they want to see the email address or the phone number, sometimes both, of the signatory or the authorized person. Sometimes in top MNCs, if there are no authorized person email address, then it is fine to have the general email address. But if you're not giving a proper email address, sometimes if you just give Yahoo or Gmail instead of the company.com or the company email address, then that raises suspicion. Now, these are some of the required things in the work reference letter. But I've been talking about this for 2-3 years now, that even if the employer is happy to do a reference letter and in fact, you haven't performed the roles, but employer has signed that letter, then you might still get an unsuitable outcome if ACS is not buying what you have mentioned in the reference letter. Now, these days, there are some information requests, and I'll discuss one of those information requests in this video. Before that, like I said in the past, I've made several videos talking about ACS is going to ask you company profiles. You be prepared for that, and you need to present your work reference letter in detail so that ACS gets to know about not only about you, what you have done in that company, but about the company as well, if they did not know that before. Top MNCs, obviously, they have company profiles. They know what's going on with those companies. But when it comes to small companies, it's more important to provide more details about the company, not only about you. Doesn't mean that in top MNCs you can go and put anything in the work reference letter and you will get it. Even then, you can still invite trouble if you're not providing the real information in the work reference letters. Now, this is one of the information requests an applicant got who applied apparently for business analyst, and ACS wants to know about the company here and also whether that person is a real business analyst or is pretending to be one. Now, they have asked things like these because it's an information request and the applicant has already provided the work reference letter before. Now, ACS is asking a new work reference letter with the following information. They want to know about company services and the clients the company works with and the staff that the company is currently employing. Now, you need not put that in the reference letter. You can put it in another additional document, because here in this information request, they said if there is any additional documentation to validate this work experience as a business analyst, then please provide this in one PDF max and upload. They did not say the number of pages, so it means that you can go up to 100 pages. But if you put 100 pages, it's meaningless because the less is more. So give them exactly what They are asking if there is an information request, not less, not more. But normally, if you're applying, you must provide a lot of information if there is not much information online about the company. And if you haven't done those roles, but you want points because there is a particular occupation, or you want to get a state nomination or a visa application approved because an occupation is popular, but you know that you haven't done those roles, but you want to get assessed as that occupation, the general information is that you should not do it because it is just making up stuff, and ACS might not buy your arguments, and these kind of information requests might put you under tremendous pressure to give them the evidence that they are after. So they asked about company services here, and also they asked what projects did you work on, and what test cases were constructed, and what designs were provided to fit customers' business and operational needs. What were some examples business requirements gathered from meetings with stakeholders? What functional standards were developed for system users? What are some of the examples system needs that the applicant, which means the person who got the information request, would evaluate? And they also said your duty seems like a project coordinator, and if it is so, how come the position title is business analyst? See, with position titles, some of the occupants are even going a step ahead and asking their employers to provide them with the exact occupation title. For example, business analyst, they are asking the employer to give them ICT business analyst. You can go a step further than that and put the occupation code or the ANSCO code as well, but it's not really going to help, because this is what's happened. This is what happens. They look at the company profile, they look the scope of the company, and to do ICT services, they also look at your position title and the scope of that position title in that company. And it doesn't make sense if you put the exact position title as per the skilled occupation list. It has to be real. And not all the position titles are aligned to the occupation that you choose from. Sometimes you could have a different position title and still get assessed as business analyst. For example, data analyst. I have done applications as data analyst and got them assessed as business analyst because there's no direct title as data analyst. Even though there are some occupations which do not come under any direct title, but they still can provide evidence that they have performed roles relevant to the occupation. The skill occupation list, you can still get it. So do not get desperate with position titles, because these are the questions that you might get. So again, I'm repeating the question. They asked, your roles look like project coordinator. How come the position title is business analyst? They went further and asked more questions like these. What are the project methodologies? What are the project management tools? Because you're looking at business analyst. And how did you transition from project documentation into operational teams? And how did you manage risks, issues, and dependencies? And in another role, they also asked, what audio-video systems did you support? Provide the link to the website that you administered. And also asked, is a business analyst required to triage inbound requests through your ticketing system? Is a business analyst required to use Active Directory for end-user support? Please provide work email address for the signatory. The position title and duties provided are not typical for a full-time business analyst. Can you please provide a copy of the full position description for this position? They also asked the name of the signatory. Like I said before, they said if any additional documentation, not more than one PDF. They did not specify the number of pages. As you are aware, the page size or the document size should not be more than 3 MB, and it should be very clear. There is some requirements for how clear it should be and the resolution. You can check that out in the checklist and the requirement specification documents. They went on to say, please do not send employment contracts, offer letters, appointment letters, position description, as they are not accessible, and unnecessary documents or supporting evidence will delay. They're saying unnecessary documents or supporting evidence will delay the processing of your application. So, the moral of the story here is do not provide work reference letters without a lot of information, such as these things. If you're trying to get an occupation such as business analyst, they want to see how good a business analyst you can be in a particular company and how you're justifying your claims as a business analyst by providing details about methodologies, tools, sometimes details about clients. But again, client confidentiality and non-disclosure agreements could pitch in, but you have to strike a right balance between what you can provide, what you cannot provide. Some of the clients are publicly accessible on the company's website, so there is no reason why you should not provide client details if they're already mentioned on the website. So this is a proof to what I've been saying for a lot of time now, and I've made several videos about the same, where I was saying categorically that ACS is going to ask you to show evidence of your company, profile, their services, and your role in the company. So if you're after immigration advice or assistance concerning ACS Skills Assessment for Australian PR purposes, you can simply go to my website sujittalks.au and schedule a phone consultation session free of charge. You can alternatively contact me on my number, WhatsApp and GSM, as well as email address provided at the end of this video. Or you can also find them on my website, sujittalks.au. If you're after general information, free information, pristine information about ACS Skills Assessment, simply subscribe to my YouTube channel, Sujit Talks, and click on the bell icon to get notified. You can also follow me on LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook. I also have a Facebook group called ACS Skills Assessment for Australian PR. You might want to check it out. Thanks for watching. This is Sujit Bela, registered migration agent here in Melbourne, was talking about ACS Skills Assessment. Stay tuned.